Hi guys, we are back with another video. It is
Goddess.
and Ayana. Oh, babe, sorry.
Okay.
And we want to have a lesbian talk series about
transparency.
About transparency. So we want to talk about transparency in a relationship. So stay tuned. We hope that you guys enjoy the video. We know we have not been here in a while, and we have no real excuse. We just have been living life, doing different things. So let's get into this video, okay? Let's go. All right, so transparency. What does that mean to you, babe?
So transparency to me is like, for me, like, I'm a huge communicator, so I love to communicate and I love to be very clear on the message that I am trying to convey in every case and situation and point, just so that it doesn't leave room for misunderstanding, miscommunication, or lack thereof. So in any situation, I just love to communicate, and it can be about anything. I just want to make sure that my partner is just clear. And if there is still areas or rooms of concern, just let's talk about it. It doesn't matter.
Okay, so transparency for me in a relationship does not include telling my partner every single thing. I think transparency for me includes trust. It includes trust, basically. But it does not include me telling them everything, like in everything that I'm doing, basically. Does that make sense?
No.
Okay, so it just basically means like I'm not gonna be telling my partner everything that I'm doing all the time. Like when I first met Goddess, she used to tell me everything basically that she did. Anything that if somebody hit on her, if she got a DM, if whatever was happening with other people and her, she would tell me, like literally, like like a total open book. Now I'm not like that. I was not like that, and I'm not like that now.
I mean, the real reason for doing that, because also as a partner, you have to build a very strong foundation, and that starts with friendship. And with friendship, that's normally something that you would share with your friends. And for me, continuing to grow in the relationship, you should become best friends. So the first person I would go to about anything would be my partner. Mm-hmm. Even if it's things involving her, I don't really like to leave room for other people's opinions. If and when I'm going through something with her personally, I like to go to her directly so that there are no other influences. Not that I'm easily influenced by anybody's opinions, but for me, less is more. I'd rather talk it out with her. And that's just simply it. Yes, I enjoy being an open book, because at the same time, once again, it just doesn't leave room for confusion or doubt, or you thinking things that's happening that's not even happening, because that's like the furthest thing from my mind. So yes, I love to be very open, honest, and clear once again on whatever it is, and that's it. So it doesn't have anything with a lack of trust. It's just straight honesty. Honesty is a core value in a successful relationship. So that's just my take on it, and that's how I feel personally. So for me, I display what I want and expect and everything from a partner, and I mean, that's just how I view things for the most part.
So basically, being that we're opposite in what we think about how to be transparent in a relationship, how would you say we've balanced that in our relationship between us two?
We're still both a work in progress in that sense. Because for me, like I said, it comes back around full circle. Respect is another core value in a successful relationship. So for me personally, as long as like certain lines aren't being crossed and I don't start to feel certain kinds of ways, it's okay. Working through that now.
Working through what?
Being okay with you not wanting to be as open as I feel you should be. Honestly, there should be no secrets in a relationship.
No, not secrets.
I mean, that's part of a secret. Like I said, that it is. How you can't tell me how to feel personally. That's the thing. Like
it's not a secret. Like if someone were to hit on me and I didn't tell you that, that's not me keeping a secret. That's just me not telling you that.
That's
only
on one thing. There are different levels to it. So that's just one example. No, that's really not that serious. I mean, if you look at it, it's to be expected. If you look at it as both just feminine women or me being in tune with my feminine side, it's kind of like bound to happen from both male and females, you know? So yes, no, that's not a secret. I'm talking about different aspects of what we're talking about right now. And
like
just in anything, like, and that's where it draws the line.
Give an example so that people can either relate or not relate.
Even with these quote unquote friendships, like for me personally, I'm very content with who I have in my life. Because like I said, now being an adult, not everybody that enters your life deserves just a part of you or who you are. Yeah, I could speak on a daily basis and have these different encounters, but I don't have to be like, oh, here's my number, call me, text me. That's not necessary because I know what I am and I'm not out there actively seeking and searching for anything.
Okay, so do you think that developing friendships while in a relationship requires transparency?
Of course. Like, you should be very clear. Like, not for nothing, a lot of my friends,
to what degree?
They're not, a lot of my friends, like, they're very open and honest with her. If they want to hit her up, they'll hit her up. It's not like, oh, it's just my friend. It's like, even for a group setting, it just makes it more comfortable. Like when you have open and outgoing friends that is cool with your partner. So it always kind of feel like it's not like a third wheel, even fourth wheel is just like me, her, and one of my friends, or me, her, and one of her friends. It's kind of all just a real cool vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think that, sorry.
Yeah. Like, whoa.
Do you think that your friends have to become like best friends with me? I never said that. Or do you think the separation, you having your friends and me having my friends, is okay?
Yeah, of course that's fine, because you have friends that were there before me. I'm talking about during our relationship and continuing on and after. There's different levels to that. Like I said, we encounter a lot of people on a daily basis based on where we work. I don't feel like everybody needs to have my number, and I don't feel like we need to talk offline. It's not that serious. That's the point that I'm making.
But do you think that being in a relationship and developing friendships outside of being together, meaning, you know, I have my friends that I had before I got with you. You have your friends who you met before you got with me. And then we have friends that we developed together because, you know, where we work and things like that. And then we have friendships that we've developed outside of one another. So do you think that those friendships that we develop outside of one another are okay?
Depends. Everything is to an extent, because there are always people out there that's looking for that opportunity, or people that cross lines and everything like that. So I'm not one, which you know me and how I am. I can read people very well. Even on the first encounter, they always say the first impression is normally your last impression. And even if it's things that you may not see, I've been peak game and I'm just like, kind of questioning certain things, because a lot of times with this whole, you say, oh, you friendly, being friendly just like I am too, and very approachable, doesn't always mean that everybody has to, you know, be involved in your personal life and in your personal space. You kind of leave people where they are. That doesn't mean that you're any less of a friend. I have friends that I haven't vacation with and haven't really probably done much of anything, but it's the connection that we have. So it depends on everybody's motives mainly. Because people can see things. People can see, you can see through a lot of things if you just pay attention. Ask questions. That's why I said I ask a lot of questions. And for the most part, that's how I get a lot of my answers, by how you respond to things. And that can be anybody. And they may not even realize, like, I'm just asking them questions to learn more about them, but it also kind of tells me who they are, because I pay attention to everything, literally.
Do you think that not being as transparent as the other person in a relationship is a problem? Like, if you're more transparent than I am, do you think that that's a problem?
That's a question that you should probably be asking yourself. Like I said, for me personally, I don't do things behind your back that I can't do in front of your face. So, I'm really big on setting boundaries and kind of respecting boundaries. So that's mainly the thing. And normally your loyalty should lie in your partner. So I would expect more from you than anybody else. But like I said, it's also that thin line between your lack of respect, or you may not see what the other person may be doing because you're so involved on defending the fact that this person may be just a friend, and they can be seeking out for something more. Some people see something that you have and they're like, you know what, I want that. So I'm going to try to figure out how I can get in it that way. So I'm going to play the friend role, but I have these motives, and that's why I'm not as open as I can be. It's easy to go meet somebody and connect with somebody. What happens next?
That's
what are
not
their motives?
easy, but
that's my personal opinion.
Oh, I don't think that that's easy. I don't just connect with people like on like friendship levels, like actually becoming cool with someone, going out, hanging out with them.
How many
like
times?
it has to be a vibe. Like I have to get a vibe.
And like I said, with me being like that open, I can vibe with anybody. That's my point. How many times have you come to me and you're like, oh, this person is cool, this, that, and the third, and then later on down the line, you're like, oh shit, yeah, babe, like some of the stuff that you was telling about this person is true. And I'll be like, yes. And that just comes from paying attention, not so much about, well, this person is cool, they're not giving me that impression. I'm like, well, you're not seeing past what, that top layer is so much deeper than, I'm assuming, what you want to see. Because a lot of times too, we ignore a lot of signs that are literally in our face because you want to see the good in people, or don't want to think that people is a certain kind of way when they are. So, I mean, I
think it's good to be transparent to a certain degree. I am naturally not a transparent person, though. That's just, I'm just not. Like,
but why? Why you can't be very open, honest, and clear with
I'm
that...
open and I'm honest, but as far as me telling you everything that I'm doing in a day,
no, see, you're being too literal. It's
no. That's what I mean by being transparent, though. That's what I mean. Like that was the example that I gave in the beginning when we first met. Was the fact that you would literally tell me everything, and honestly, to me, it didn't make things better that you were that open. It made things worse for me. It was just like, I don't need to know that. So like, almost like, so what if 100 people hit on you? You're beautiful. We know that. I already know that. I'm grateful that I'm with you, and I don't need to hear about that just to ease the fact that I already know that people are hitting on you. No. So it just wasn't something that I felt was necessary in order to justify the fact that you get hit on all the time, and I already know, or justify like me being secure within myself. Like, I'm already secure, and if I ever had any doubts or anything, then I would just come to you and speak to you about those doubts. I wouldn't say, oh, because you're not telling me what you're doing all the time is a reason for me to feel insecure about us. That's just why that's why I don't really count on being transparent as a way for me to tell if my mate is not being honest with me. I can simply ask my partner who I'm with, if I'm feeling any type of way, listen, what exactly is going on? Is there something I need to be worried about or anything like that? Because I'm feeling this way, and I just want to bring it to you, and I just want to ask you, and whatever answer I get, I'll go from there and move on like that. I do not think just because I'm not saying everything that's on my mind, or not saying how many people are hitting me up and this, that, and the third. And it's not that I don't, it's just not natural for me to just come out and do it. You know what I mean? So yeah, okay, so what do you what advice can we give to people who might be struggling with transparency in their relationships?
And that's especially because we have different views on it, and we still are continuing to grow, just on a daily basis, individually, collectively, as a union. So,
but what advice can we give to other people, other couples, especially lesbian couples, and also, gay couples, anyone really?
Yeah, any relationship.
What advice could you give them if they're having issues with transparency in their relationship? And they want to be together and they want to work it out.
Continue to be open, honest, and just communicate. Like, not for nothing, like I always say, I'm not a mind reader, nor are you. So if you are feeling any kind of way, go and speak to your partner first before you probably reach out to anybody else, just so that you can be clear on things. I mean, that's
and if in fact that doesn't work, then you take a step back and you figure out what it is that you need, because we honestly put a lot on our partners, and they're actually, they're not mind readers. They are not our moms, our dads. Like, they are people who we're deciding to live our lives with, but they're not in control of you and your emotions and your feelings, and they don't know how to deal with things on every level more than you. So you have to figure out how it is that you need to process things for yourself, whether maybe you need some space to think about what it is that you need to bring to the table in order to figure out how to solve the problem with not being transparent. Maybe you start sharing things little by little, or maybe you just let your partner know, listen, I am not ready, or I'm not there yet to be as transparent as you are, but you know what, I'm gonna try.
I'm a work in progress.
I'm gonna work on it. And you actually consciously think about working on how to be more transparent.
Absolutely.
For me, I'm fortunate enough to be in a relationship with my baby, and she understands how I am, and she also gives me hell at the end of the day too, because I don't be telling her a lot of shit, but honey, honestly, please. She still meets me where I am. You know what I mean? She still meets me where I'm at, and she knows basically that I'm just not gonna be telling a whole bunch of stuff. Like, I'm just not, like, you know what I mean? I try to reassure and love on her, and just do all of those other things as much as I can, and that's it. You know what I mean?
So you can definitely leave some comments below, or if there's any other questions that you would like to for us to ask and answer, that'd be cool too. You put that stuff in the comments, because we all out here to help each other. And normally, if it's just with anybody to connect with that you really, really want to work, you have to work together. Like, nobody else can do it for you. It's not even like a family member, a friend, nobody. If it's you two in this relationship together, you two are the only ones that can really help and continue to help build and grow together, hopefully successfully.
Right. And you know how lesbians are, we move pretty quick. So some of us are like, well, you know what, if it's not working out, I don't really give a fuck, I'm just move on. Excuse me. And some of us are like, you know what, well, we want to stick it out, we want to work it out, we want to see what it is that's the problem, and try and stay together. So for those of you who want to stay together and have a happy, healthy, long-lasting marriage, relationship, partnership, then there are certain things that you guys need to be thinking about and doing, and transparency, excuse me, I can't speak, is definitely one of them. Even if you are not like that, like I already said, there are ways to meet your partner where they are, and not just dismiss the fact that, oh, that's not how you are, and for your partner to just get over it. But anyway, yes, we love you guys. We want to keep coming and
we
having...
will, honey. We have to commit to it. We will
Yeah.
continue to put out more and more often, because we do like to share our personal, opinions, feelings, thoughts on different topics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And hopefully, it can help other people through their situations and relationships and stuff like that. Because we normally try to keep it very positive, and that's just truly who we are. So we are definitely being ourselves, and we'll hope that people can feel our vibe and energy and, work it out.
Yes. Okay, so if you did like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you liked it more than just giving it a thumbs up, why don't you just subscribe?
Yeah,
we'll be putting out more videos.
That's cute, whatever.
And yeah, so don't forget to give us that thumbs up and subscribe. Bye, guys.